Your time right now is 2:46. Hurricane Idalia is racing north through the Gulf of Mexico. It is now a Category 3, expected to be a Category 4 storm when it makes landfall in the Big Bend area of Florida. But we are still feeling the impacts here in Southwest Florida. We're going to go now to NBC2's Samantha Serban. So when we checked in with you earlier, you said it wasn't raining, then all of a sudden the rain ban came through, and now there are reports of flooding that emergency officials are wanting to get out there this morning.
Right, absolutely, Lisa, and that is in several parts of Charlotte County. I want to give you a look right now. We're actually slowing down here because there is a big band of rain and wind coming through. We are actually making our way south toward Punta Gorda from Inglewood. And if you can see this flashing arrow that's just in front of us, that's actually the Sunseeker. And it is raining so hard right now that we cannot see the Sunseeker building that is just a few hundred yards in front of us. So this is one of those areas behind the Sunseeker that is being encouraged to avoid right now. Bayshore Road is behind the Sunseeker, off to the right a little bit. The Charlotte County Sheriff's Office just put out a post within the last half hour saying that several of our low-lying areas are having water rising. Local high tide is still not for a couple more hours, as Jason was saying earlier. So the roadways that you want to avoid right now are Beach and Gulf Boulevard. That's over at Inglewood, where we just came from. When we were leaving Manasota Key, heading over the bridge back onto the mainland, one of the areas that we saw was starting to get water in the roadway. It wasn't anything where it was impassable just yet, but as that water continues coming in, that is quite a possibility. Now, as you make your way back in over in the El Jobin area, the roads you want to avoid are Sturkey and River Beach Road. Those are two areas over near Port Charlotte that deputies are now saying have water rising on the roadways. And again, like I just mentioned, Bayshore Road over here near the Sunseeker. As you can see, that rain and wind is really picking up right now. We are going very slowly. I think we may even turn over into this gas station over here just to get ourselves off the roadway here before we go over to the Punta Gorda side of town. But you can see it is really pumping up. This is probably the worst rain we've seen since we left Inglewood. And one of the things that I want to mention, Lisa, is as we were driving over this way, we noticed a lot of street signs were down. In terms of the ones that are up near those traffic signals, they were on the ground, some frankly in the middle of the road. We got out and pulled a few over so drivers don't hit them. One of the things we have noticed is that there are more drivers on the road now than there were a few hours ago, and that's something that we don't want to see as these bans are continuing to come through. We don't want people to be out and in this if they can avoid it at all costs.
Yeah, Sam, that was actually one of the things I was going to mention, is that you're pulling over because you're starting to not feel safe. And the unit you're in is a big, huge First Alert storm tracker. It's designed for this, and you're wanting to pull over.
Yeah, it's one of those things, better safe than sorry, right? And as I think you could see it a little bit here if we show the dash cam a little bit more, you know, it's a little clearer here because of the camera quality, but in terms of trying to drive, it's almost blinding right now, especially as we get ready to go up over that bridge. And as those wind gusts are hitting the side of this van, I know when we were in Inglewood earlier, the truck was rocking. It was shaking back and forth. So it's just one of those things. You know, we know that that gust is coming over here right now, and probably not the best time frame to be driving over the 41 bridge over into the Punta Gorda side of town. So it's one of those things, you know, better safe than sorry. We can ride it out here for a few minutes. This band will be gone, and then we can head back over the bridge in a safe manner. Like I told you earlier, we couldn't see the Sunseeker. Well, here you go. Here's a nice view of it from the safety of a gas station roof for you, Lisa. We are safe and sound now, and we've still got that live look for you outside as this gust comes past.
All right. Definitely stay safe out there, Sam. Thanks so much. So again, if you do not have to be on the roads, This is not the time to be out and about driving around. Sam mentioned several areas in Charlotte County that are low-lying areas that are seeing that flooding. She showed you just how fast and hard that wind was coming down and how fast those gusts were coming in. So again, even though Hurricane Idalia is to the north of Southwest Florida, we are still feeling the effects here in our communities. And so our team of First Alert meteorologists is on top of Hurricane Idalia, tracking it and tracking the impacts here in Southwest Florida. We'll be right back.